Welcome back, Primary 5 Superheroes, in Lesson 6 of our science curriculum. In Lesson 6, we're going to be studying the reproduction in plants. Let's get started. In this lesson, we need to study the meaning of reproduction and how does the reproduction takes place in plant. Let's watch this video first, then try to answer all of the following questions. What do you see right now? A plant started growing from a seed into an adult plant. But in one of the plant growth stages, the flower appears. We studied previously the flower, it's the final part that appears in the adult plant when the plant becomes an adult. Inside the flower, we have reproductive parts. The parts inside the flower known as reproductive parts because they are responsible for getting new plants. There are pollen grains transfer from these particles to each other. So the flower later on dies like this, forming a fruit. I need to take a look here, there, and there. Look here. The flower of the plant transforms into a fruit. This fruit contains seeds, which is really important plant growth stage in the plant's life because the seeds inside the fruit will germinate later on, forming a new plant. And simply, that's the meaning of the word reproduction. Reproduction in plants means it's the process by making a new plant, by getting a new plant. Because the flowers are the reproductive parts of plants, which are responsible for changing themselves into fruits, and these fruits containing seeds inside will germinate later on to create a new plant or to get a new plant, which means plant reproduction. So what are the main functions of the flower? Number one, the flower helps in the reproduction to reproduce, to get more plants. The second function of the flower here, it produces seeds, which going to be contained by the fruit later on. So the next part is really important here. Look, what do you see here? I guess you see sunflower. The sunflower contains seeds. When the sunflower appears at the end of the plant growth stages, when the plant becomes an adult, these seeds fall down on the soil. Then they grow up into a complete plant, as you have seen in the video, but for different fruit. Right now, I have an activity for you, which is going to be our first game. Let's watch it together. The first stage here going to be this one. So what do you think is our first stage? The first part. I guess you catch it right. It's gonna be the seed. Perfect. Then the seed germinates. Do you see where's germination? The word that comes after seed has to be germination. So the germination going to be the second step. Then the plant grow up. So we are looking for growth. Where's growth? It's here. So we have to drag it and put it there. After that, the plant becomes an adult plant. So the reproduction starts here. So the first word to label it is the reproduction. But how does the reproduction takes place? Actually by two main steps. The fifth stage here, after the reproduction, which is the first step occurs in the reproduction, going to be pollination. The pollination here means transferring the reproductive particles from a flower to another flower. So the particles unite together to form a seed inside the fruit. That's what's meant by pollination, transferring of the pollen grain from a flower to another flower. After the pollination, the fertilization takes place, which is going to be the end. Then, really important step, which is going to be seed dispersal. The seed dispersal means moving the seeds. When the fruit produces seeds, these seeds might be moving from a place to another by many ways. And finally, the plant life cycle starts again. So let's check our answers. Perfect. Give yourself a big hand. The final part of our lesson is the seed dispersal. The word disperse means how seeds are transported from place to another. According to their shape, according to their features, according to their weight, we have many ways. The first way for dispersing the seeds or transporting the seeds from a place to another place going to be with the dandy. the dandy or the maple seeds. These are light seeds are moving with the air. The air is enough to carry them because they are light, fluffy, and easy to be delivered by the air. The second one going to be the coconut. The coconut here seems like it's a heavy seed. The air is not enough to carry it from a place to another place, which means we are looking for something can do this, which is going to be the water. So the water can deliver the coconut from a place to another place. Why not the air? Can you just think about it? Why the air is not enough to deliver a coconut seed from place to another? Yes, so when I ask you, give reason coconut going to be delivered by water and not delivered by air, because it's a heavy seed. The answer has to be, it's a heavy seed. It cannot be dispersed by air, but it's going to be easily transported by water. After that, there are some seeds have thorns. As you're gonna watch in the upcoming videos, they stuck in the human or the animal's body, then they travel with them from a place to another. And the final one going to be being eaten. There are some seeds inside the vegetables and fruits. Human and animals are eating them. Then they deliver the seed from a place to another. Let's watch videos about them and you're gonna enjoy it, I'm sure. Let's get started. We're gonna start by the dandy. Look here, you can see these are the seeds of the dandy or the maple are transported by the air. The air can easily deliver them from a place to another. The second one going to be the coconut. Carefully take a look to the coconut seed. It can be delivered by the water from a place to another because it's a heavy seed as we studied. So the air cannot carry such a heavy seed. The water is a suitable method to transport it from a place to another. The third way here going to be by spines. So let's go visit some seeds are delivered from a place to another by spines. Some seeds having spines, thorns, so they can stuck on the body of the animals or the human. Look, these are the thorns or the spines. So they have spiky seeds. They can stuck to the body of the animals or the human. And then they're gonna be delivered from a place to another place easily. Finally, being eaten. So these are the seeds that are transported from a place to another by being eaten by animals or maybe human. The animals eat the fruit, they eat the vegetable, and then they threw the seeds in another place. So this is how the seeds going to be transported by this way.